Hello everybody and welcome back to Muddling Through Minecraft with Niceberg. I am Niceberg and it is my pleasure to announce that we have hit 100 subscribers. I apologize that this episode is out so late this week, but we had some problems with the farm. I posted that on Monday. Those things have been rectified, been fixed, and we are in business. I am ready to show you what's going on. And I just want to say thank you very much to everybody for subscribing and visiting the channel. I am super excited to have hit this 100 milestone. It's not huge, but it feels huge. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the episode. We are going to start our day by flying off into the great unknown in the hunt for a good cave system. To do some resource gathering, because our next build, our next farm is very redstone heavy, and as of right now, while gathering resources and doing everything, I have actually used all of the redstone that I have. Boy, that was a pretty loopy scene right there. So let's come out and let's find a big cave to dive down into and start gathering some resources. So I put a 2-hour timer on, threw it up in the top right-hand corner just to kind of keep track of where we were at. It took a couple caves before I found one that really went deep, and we started with some surface level kind of coal and iron, and at the very beginning of this cave we even found a copper ore vein here, which is a great find. Love it. After that, we got deeper into the world, got into the deep slate levels, really started to see the redstone, which is what we're out here really doing this for. We're going to need a ton of it for the farm. And of course, we also ran into some gold at this point. We started to hit diamonds as well, and we got all of it. We need lots of gold for powered rails and things like that in the farm. And who doesn't need a bunch of diamonds? You know, if one of our collections is going to be a bunch of armor trims, we're going to need to make some duplicates and things like that. So definitely want to find those loose diamonds as well. I cut them out, but several times we ran into issues with mobs. Of course, that's to be expected when you're down caving and doing these things. These are some huge cave systems, so we ran into a lot of places where there were a lot of mobs that we had to deal with. Oh no. Alright, we're going to pause the timer there. We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes left of what I was going to mine here. But we just blew up at 188, 4003. So I'm going to have to write that down. Thank goodness I've got the coordinates up there. I'm a little less stressed now that I got 10 elytra. Boom, and there's all my stuff. Just one little creeper there. Did not blow up my stuff would be great. That guy would stay away from me. Run away! Don't blow anything up! Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Now I need to find some food, get my health back up, and I also need to collect the rest of this stuff. Get rid of things that I don't need, like all this cobblestone. We are back in business. Oh, we are under the 1 hour mark here. Oh, jeez. Oh, that scared me. Oh my goodness, I have no idea where that creeper just came from. Oh, that could have been really bad. Oh. Woo. All right, we're okay. We're good. That wasn't a heart attack or anything. Okay. We need to find a place to kind of hole up for a second here. Clean out our inventory a bit, go through what we found here in the first half of the session, and get that squared away. So I think I'm just going to build myself a little hole here where no one can see me or get in. We'll pause the timer real quick, and let's go ahead and run down everything that we've got so far. All right, this shulker box is now everything that we've collected in the first part of this mining session, so you can see all of the goodies that we've got there. Of course, the real thing that we're here for is the redstone ore, which we've got quite a bit of that. And hey, 25 diamond blocks on top of everything. So the quartz is not part of the mining session. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And that way, that shulker right there is everything that we've collected so far. So that's not a bad haul. We're going to keep working though. Oh, and look at that, diamonds right there. Whoa! You know, on this adventure, I've come across quite a few really interesting caves. Just massive systems that lead one to the next and are extremely lucrative. Of course, it looks like I've already been over on that side. You can see all the torches and everything that I've placed. And oh, hello, I am under a mine shaft. Did not even realize that. We do want to be careful, make sure nothing's dropping on top of us. Anything silly like that. Be one heck of another death to happen right here. Creeper were to fall on us or something silly, so we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, just some really cool spaces that we're in and that we're finding all along the way here. And I'm not sure what direction I want to go. Oh, I missed you. Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. Oh, more diamonds. We are nearing the 90-minute mark of our caving session, and I'm thinking about calling it there because I'm lost in this cave, and I may take the next 10 minutes just trying to find my way out of this place that I've already gotten all the resources from. And rather than count that against my time and whatnot, figure we might as well just call it a session. We'll grab things on our way out. And the back half of this, I guess the last half hour, so it's not really the back half, but this portion of the session was okay. It's both a good thing and a bad thing. I've got almost as much deep slate diamond ore as I do redstone ore in this part of the session. So you see I've got 50 diamond ore on my hotbar there, and we're at 56 redstone ore, which is fine. It's okay, but we really did come out to try and find redstone, and so to not be finding more redstone than that is a little disappointing. But I think we've got enough to do the project that the next project I want to work on. Like I said, it's pretty redstone intensive, but I think we might have enough at this point. Figure I'll just take my time getting out and make sure that we get back home with all of our goodies safely. When I get back there, like I said, we are at the 29:53 mark, so we're going to cut this half an hour short. So we'll see what we got in about 90 minutes of caving. Well, we were only about 5,000 blocks away from home, but we made it back, and here is all of the deep slate ores that I got. I suppose I could move the deep slate coal over there. That's a pretty unusual block, I feel like, just because of where deep slate starts and where coal stops. So you can see we got a ton of that redstone ore. That's what we were looking for. Over a stack and a quarter of diamond ore, all kinds of iron ore as well. And then, of course, this is our, ignore this side of the box, but the right side of the box is all of our stone ores that we got as well. So lots more coal, more iron, more copper. I mean, I'm happy with this haul for a 90-minute session, and we're going to go put some of that to good use here shortly over in the farming desert. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out here in the mesa. The industrial desert is right there behind us. You can see the vine farm up on the hill, and the creeper farm is just behind us over there. We are ready to expand our industrial district over here behind, or across the river rather, and there's a good reason for that. This is within our industrial district, but just beyond the spawn chunks. So you can see that this is an area that will not always be loaded, only sometimes. That is what I need for this farm, just to be safe, just to be safe. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the build. It's about to get dark, so I think I'll wait for the next daylight. Through this farm, and all I can say is, man, I hope it works. If we get to the end of this and I have done something wrong and this thing is broken, I have no idea how I'm going to fix it. It's taken me quite a while to get into a groove, but I've got a bit of a groove going now. I know kind of where things are supposed to go, but it is also nice to have the cells next to each other because I can just kind of take a look and see what happens. I don't know how important some of these things are to happen in the order that they're listed in the tutorial that I watched. I'm trying to be as close as I can, but sometimes it's a little out of whack. And that's what really kind of has me nervous, that if there's something that's happened in there, it's like supposed to prime something, and I did that wrong. But I'm pretty hopeful that this is going to function just like it's supposed to when all is said and done. All of our cells are in, 7 on each side for a total of 28 cells. And now we have to get all of our villagers in there. There's a clock that still needs to be put together, all kinds of things that still need to happen. So this progress is happening. Let's see how many villagers we've got in here now. Looks like 1, 2, 3. That might be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I'm pretty sure we were at 18 the last time we checked. So probably going to have to speed that process up here in a little bit. But I'm going to continue plugging away at this. This thing is a monstrosity. And again, I am just desperately hoping that it actually works once I get it all put together and finished up. But I think I feel pretty good that these cells are all put together in the right way. Hopefully I haven't misclicked any repeaters or anything like that. May run through those before I turn it on the first time just to make sure. But I'm looking forward to getting this thing done. The last guy is in. All right, we have all of our zombies in place. We even used a couple of husks, which was great. They hung out in the sun, right? So they survived the burning sun. I think we're going to be pretty close to being able to pull all this stuff down. And, oh, man, we are getting really close. I did spend, while I was waiting on nightfalls for these zombies, I did spend time getting in some scaffolding to get our villagers up and in here. So that's what's next on the list, is getting villagers into their pods, I think. All right, so following the tutorial that's linked in the description, there are a couple of things that I have done wrong here that I'm going to put out there and mention so that if anybody else wants to follow that tutorial, hopefully this will help you get it done right the first time. So first of all, this is Emdy who put this together, E-M-D-Y, Emdy. And he talks about a 2-block offset on the zombies. And I thought he just meant like horizontally, and that's not what he meant. What he meant was one of the that they are offset. So minecart's there, and then 1-2 blocks, and then the minecart down. So they're actually offset backwards just a little bit. So they aren't in a straight line. So I had to fix that, which was kind of a pain. But manageable, you know. Put a little roof on them, and so they don't burn up and whatever. And that's both the top and bottom zombies both have to be offset like that. Now the second thing that he said when he started to pull the zombies in was he said something about going to the middle block in the direction of the clock. And he never talked about the direction of the clock at any point in time. I didn't really know what he was talking about. So I just went, well, I'll just grab this side. And I think I put that zombie in first. And now that I'm near the end of putting the clock in, these 2 redstone lines that I've only got one in right now, but there's also one that's going to go on the other side. These 2 redstone lines are supposed to extend to the middle, and then you take this sticky piston out. So this is what he meant by the direction of the clock. And of course, I don't know this until until this moment in time. But this block, obviously, I can't get rid of. So I've got to either shift the orientation of the zombies, or I have to rotate the clock. And actually, I think at this point in time, it's going to be easier for me to rotate the clock than shift the position of the zombies. I don't want to move all 12 zombies. So that is my feedback on the tutorial. Things to just kind of pay attention to about that quote-unquote offset of the zombies. And then the other thing is you want to make sure that if your hopper clocks, if you notice the hoppers are both sets of hoppers. There are 2 hopper clocks in here. The composters are on top of 2 hoppers, and then there are 2 hoppers right here. So when you put in that middle zombie, you actually want it wherever the hopper clocks are running, that line that's parallel, you want to go perpendicular. So I should have put my first zombie, my quote-unquote middle zombie of these 3, they should be on this side and this side instead of this side and this side. I hope that makes sense, and if you do decide that you want to follow along to that tutorial, that maybe those 2 little hints or tips help you not make, minorly or majorly catastrophic mistakes. So I'm going to redo this clock. I think the zombies are in, and I'm going to maybe put in this redstone line, and then I'll rotate the clock around. Sometimes you're working hard at something and it's going really slow and it's not working very well, and then you see something ridiculous. So apparently I've knocked several villagers off and dropped them down below. I got to figure out how to get these guys. This takes too long to let villagers grow up for me to just leave these 3 guys here. So I'm going to have to get some rails and get them going up towards the top here. But whoopsies. Unfortunately, I lost all the footage, no audio of the rest of my villagers, and also the first time that I turned the farm on. But it shouldn't be any surprise that it didn't work. So I'm still having problems with golems spawning places where I don't think they should, although I had an uncovered observer, so maybe that's one of them. And then I rewatched the tutorial, and you can see here that I've added some pink glass that he did not mention in the tutorial, but when I rewatched it, I noticed was there, and I didn't catch it the first time. So I'm gonna hope that maybe this thing will kind of like reset itself as I start it up again, and we'll see what happens. I know that that's probably really wishful thinking, but stay positive. Unfortunately, it really looks like this is broken, and like nothing that's supposed to be happening except for the zombies getting uncovered is actually happening. So my understanding of this farm is that they're supposed to wake up, drop down the chute, spawn their golem down there, and then get launched back up to sleep, and then before the next tube hits. And so then you're never getting a golem spawning when, like, each one of these 3 guys will spawn a golem every time they drop down. So it's supposed to be like a golem every 10 seconds or something like that. But now, like, look at this dude right here. Let's go check this guy out. Look at where he's spawned at. I need to go over there and free cam because otherwise he'll kill me. Like, he's spawned on this trapdoor through these slabs somehow. Now, I do think that I got the trapdoors in the wrong place. I think they need to be up like half a block. So I can fix that. But I don't know how the rest of this is not functioning. So this could take a while for me to figure out. I think I have fixed all of the timings and gotten everything working right. So I wanted to wait until night to kind of show how this farm works, because the zombies at the top won't do anything until night. So it's time to flip the switch and watch this thing churn out some iron. So you can see that every time a villager cell drops down, we get 4 golems spawned, and then they shoot back up to the top, and a new cell drops down, and we get 4 golems spawned. And the timing is such that this group is now ready to spawn another golem. After they spawn the first, and now they've spawned their second in this cycle, and they're going to continue going around. Why that guy is down there, I don't know. Looks like maybe he just got stuck down there. Let's watch this cell, make sure nothing's broken here. Okay, that time they all got shot back up to the top, so they must have just gotten caught. So the clock up here at the top runs these sticky pistons here and does some other stuff around the top. I'm not really sure what. But these zombies wake the villagers up. Then there's an item running around a dropper line in the back. When that dropper is, when that item is in the dropper behind it, the trap door opens and they drop down. After they scare down there, the item leaves the dropper, they shoot back up, and then the next one goes down. It's a pretty amazing system. So this is the WAIFU iron farm from Emdy, and I've linked the tutorial in the description below. And I don't know how long this has been running at this point, but there's going to be a lot of iron down there. So we're going to go ahead and stop it. We're going to go see how much iron we got in this little clip, and then we'll... I'm so excited that this is actually working. Seeing all those golems down there makes me so happy. Once I got all the timings and stuff figured out, this was totally worth it. Totally worth it. You can just see all the iron and poppies down here already, and a couple extra there. But generally, in that little clip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 stacks of iron. A full block of iron in that little bit of time that we ran the farm full blast. A full stack of iron blocks in that time. This is an incredible farm. It was absolutely without a doubt worth it to build, and I am really glad that I got it put together. I know I've already mentioned the placement of the zombies and then the orientation of the clock and the zombies as a couple of things that I did not understand from the tutorial, that hopefully if you were watching this, you catch those two things and it is better for you when you build it. The other thing is the glass here that I mentioned. There were 2 other major things that caused me problems that I had to fix, and I'll tell you how I fixed them. First of all, when I built the cells here for the villagers, the slime block that is amongst those leaves right there was stuck out. And I thought that when I started the farm, it would just kind of reset or whatever. It did not. So what happened were my villagers dropped into the middle there on top of that slime block, didn't go any further. They were just stuck there. Then I had to move them out. I'm going to show you on this cell here how I fixed it. So you come down here to this trapdoor and do this before your villagers are in. Okay, do this before your villagers are in the farm, or do it at night, but I would do it before the villagers are in the farm. And just flip this trapdoor once, and everything fires once, and it will get pulled back into the farm where it needs to be, and then the cell is ready to go. It's a simple fix, but something that I didn't realize that I needed to do. Now it's flipped down, right? And that I'm a little OCD about these kinds of things, so that annoyed me. So I just got down here again, or actually I think I went around the back side with some netherrack, but flip it again, everything will fire, and it's primed and set for where it needs to be. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second issue I was having was with the powered rail up here and the observers. When this observer in the middle gets powered by the powered rail and it emits a redstone signal, it only goes like 8 or 9 rails because it's just a quick pulse or whatever. So if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This rail, if this rail is the one that's in front of that observer, it's not going to see a signal. So this dropper line was not working, and so these villagers were never getting dropped down, and eventually the farm was breaking. So I realized when I put this in that I was having some problems with which side the rails were connecting to. It was automatically doing it, and I didn't worry about it. I didn't think there was a problem with it, but there is a problem with it. So you want to make sure that whatever side it's coming from, you got the short side. So over here, this rail now is powering that observer in that corner, and if we come to the right, it is not powering this observer. And so that's you want to make sure that the corner is powered by the shorter line of powered rail from your middle observer here that's on the clock. And those two things, once I figured out that powered rail, this thing works like a charm. I mean, it absolutely works like a charm. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I don't think I did, but I have not put a storage system in. And that's going to happen hopefully in the next episode. We'll get a storage system put in. It's got to be a pretty specialized storage system just because of the speed of this farm. And I did not want to bother putting the storage system in if it wasn't going to work. So we're going to have to collect some resources, get ourselves the things that we need to put that in. But this farm is, I'm excited that I built this. This is probably one of the more complicated, more difficult things that I've built in Minecraft. And I'm pretty proud of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the build. And thank you again, everyone, for those 100 subscribers. Hopefully we are, just at the start of continuing to grow and build. And I look forward to continuing to make videos and do fun things. So until next time, I hope you stay happy. I hope you stay healthy, and I'll see you.